So in that process, how are men supporting your program?
Well, they are supporting, but allow me to say at this point that it was not an easy move. It was difficult in the beginning with a lot of challenges, resistance from men. Because the initial interpretation that they got when this program was brought into Binga, into this district called Binga, it was like we are reversing men's roles altogether, to say women should be on top and female should be the other way around. But well, when we explained the program to the community, I think they got the sense. Like, I'll give you an example, a situation where we tried to say the program should specifically incorporate women as beneficiaries, but we got resistant in the first word. When we were having sensitization meeting, they asked us if we are to say women, whose women? Those women. Asking which women do you want to program with. So we were actually hitting a brick wall to say, let's get back to the drawing board and re-strategize. If we are excluding men, this program won't go anywhere. But we discovered we had missed it somewhere. The program, if the program is engendering, so it obviously encompasses men and women, so we're brought together. But we had a lot of sensitization meetings, we had a lot of meetings with the stakeholders, the district stakeholders, the community leaders, the churches, the schools, the teachers, everyone, so that we could get support of that program. Yeah.
So you're working with the schools and all the people at the schools?
Yes, we get women in schools, but school children are female. We get women all over in the churches. We get men all over. So it doesn't select. Like our beneficiaries, we don't categorize who is to benefit from this program. Everyone is brought on board. So we actually work with everyone in the community for the success of this program.
Tobias Msaga was a violent man. Tobias was a harsh man. He was very jealous. But because of the behavior change, he has stopped being violent. He's no longer harsh. He's now loving. He's one person who used to be having so many life partners. He was involved in multiple concurrent partnership. And because of the behavior change, he has stopped. He is also saying because of the behavior change program, he has showed much love to his wife, to the effect that the community are saying in Tonga, wako ongolwa amwanakazi wake, meaning to say he's been bewitched by the wife because of the love that he's giving to the wife.
But when you begin gender mainstreaming, you begin to question where are the men in terms of caring for the terminally ill, because we come across so many incidences where there is a male patient and culturally it's not appropriate for the woman to be maybe birthing this male client. So you begin through that, and that kind of analysis, we've had to get more men coming on board. And definitely when men come on board in different programs, it lessens the burden on the women and the girls to do that. So now in some of the rural areas where we've done a lot of gender mainstreaming programs, it's not surprising to see a man fetching water. They may decide to use a cart or use a wheelbarrow instead of putting, the tins, the containers on their heads. But at least we get men involved, and that lessens the burden definitely for the girls and women. And also because we did a lot of trainings with the community leaders, it impacts on the positioning of certain resources in the community, like where is the borehole going to be situated, where will the school be situated. Previously it was a norm that a leader would be selfish and say, let the borehole be next to my homestead. But now with this gender mainstreaming, they become conscious who's more affected by the distances to the boreholes or to the wells. And then they can make the decision to say, ask the women where they would want it located. And so for me, those are the notable changes where we begin people thinking or feeling, empathizing with the girls and the women when previously, you know, it was fine for a school to be further away, for a borehole to be further away.
She's saying that through the eyes of, if you look at equality, the male counterparts now, they are freely sending their to wherever they are doing for the benefit of them. The women, even if the women are told to go somewhere, they've been free to do it. So he said there are no challenges which she is seeing which are coming from the male counterparts. So she has been freed due to this ISAO program.
You will also agree with me that Binga is a patriarchal society where a boy child is preferred when it comes to issues of education. They would prefer a boy child to go to school than a girl child. But we have made sure that everyone get to understand that the boy and the girl child are of equal importance in their lives. So we've seen changes where people, boys and girls are going to school, given the same chances to go and access education. There has been also an increase in utilization of health services. In Binga, very few men used to access these health services, but now, because of this awareness, people are able to access these health services, especially the HIV testing and counseling. People are now going there in couples, as couples, to access these services.
I think the significant change which we can see between women and girls is that we are seeing the inclusion of men in this engineering change, which enhance women, like in decision making. Women, they are giving chances to women also.
I could speak of the couple that almost got divorced, that got so near to the point of divorcing because the lady happened to be HIV positive and the man of the house was not. This couple attended our 7-week sessions on behavior change, and they went through the counseling process with our community-based facilitator, and in good time there was that acceptable change in the man's behavior, and he ended up accepting that his wife was HIV positive and that status couldn't change and disappear overnight. And they also learned that if they still wanted to make more babies, they could still do that. That choice was still available to them. And we also made sure that they understand that even if a couple is discordant in terms of their status, they can still enjoy good sex for that matter.
Who works in the garden? Is it the women also?
Men are also coming.
The men work, but
yes,
the women
they are no
control
longer
the resources.
they are no longer demanding incentives now. I also dedicated this maybe to this training that are being conducted by program officers from market, because it's now changing the mindset of men. Instead of having to ask for payment, they are now coming to join even their women, or allowing them to go to these other meetings. It was taboo in those days to allow a Binga woman to go and attend a workshop, maybe in Harare, in Bulawayo, without their spouse. But these days, people are forthcoming.
You are bringing a change. It's not easy to have a rapid response like a security company. They say no, we have got a rapid response. But with these issues, responses are coming very slowly and a tortoise pace. But we are saying like when we are trained, we are living in a community where there is a different animal. There are tortoises who are so slow to get equipped to everything. We've got lions. Lions when it roars, some other animals start shivering. So if you've got your contribution, you tend to be dumb. So no, let me keep it in my heart. Maybe I might be insulted also. So it's like we've got so different characters in this. But the main challenge was men to get tested. That was the main challenge, especially that's what Markin brought. But now through these teachings, men, we have to know our status, and they are doing it very well.
Where we had absolutely no men, for instance, in Nkai district, we now have 50% of BCFs being men. So these are some of the changes that have cascaded going downwards. We have not only been focusing on the previously disadvantaged woman, but we have also been looking at those pockets or spaces where men were missing. And invariably, the participation of men in the behavior change program as facilitators has also pushed for further participation of other men. We have seen an improvement in the health-seeking behavior of men as a result of the role played by male behavior change facilitators. For instance, where it used to be a laughing matter, where it used to be a rare sight, we now have men participating in PMTCT programs. We also have men taking little ones to the baby clinic, leaving more time and space for the women to run other family chores.
The negative changes that I've noticed from the community is that normally it's women, girls who are involved in these activities. If we call meetings or programs out there, it's only females who attend them. While the men, they do not participate as women do, and that have caused a negative impact because it's not balanced. It's like more. It's like a thing. It's like a thing for women than for men. It's like the MAC programs are not for women, not for men, not for everyone in the community. What do you think?
Every time as a program we try to address issues of gender imbalance, where we are urging men to desist from violence against their female partners. You get the feeling, especially in the male-dominated communities, that men are becoming uncomfortable. There is a feeling you're pulling the mat from under their feet, and you are out to tip the scales in favor of women. But we have always been conscious of that fact, and we have made it pretty clear that in the process of addressing imbalances, we are not unfairly empowering women.
All right. My last question is, you've given us the most significant changes. Why do you think those stories are MSCs?
They are the cherry right at the top, because continued gender imbalances will propel the spread of HIV, and the continuous sexual spread of HIV invariably means that our active citizens get bedridden, and our economy also suffers in turn.
All right, just